Fellow writers, how do you know which publishing path is best for you or which publisher to go with? And should you settle for something, a publishing deal or something like that, that's not a good fit for you? Those are the questions I'm going to kind of answer today. What's right for you and should you settle? It's Sam with another Friday video for you. I will get to those questions in a moment. Glad to be here with you for a Friday video. It might be my last live video in a while. For a while. I'm going to try to post ones pre-recorded for the next few weeks, but I am going to be busy the next few weeks. Next Friday is my son's birthday, which will be fun. And my family, my in-laws actually are coming into town. We'll be spending time with family. And then after that, for 2 weeks, I'm going to be out of the country. I might tell you guys more about that as it comes up, but my work is sending me on a trip to Indonesia to visit some of the people groups we work with. So I'm super excited for that. But I'm going to be on a different time zone. Some days not even having Wi-Fi, stuff like that. I'm not sure what it's all going to look like for a while. So if I do go MIA for a while, that's why you know in advance now. But I like that I'll try to post, maybe do some videos in advance and see if I can get them up there in advance to post on the Fridays. But if not, if I miss one or two, just know that haven't gone off the face of the earth, and I'll be coming back the end of August to beginning of September. So yeah. Anyway, happy Friday to you guys. Hope it's going well. As you guys know, I've been in the process of querying publishers for my novel, publishers and agents actually. I just posted a short video on TikTok and some other platforms, but I started querying some agents too because that's well, I have a list of them, and people say go through an agent, and also the a lot of them use the same form called like a query tracker, like which is like some kind of program that keeps track of your queries for you, and it's pretty easy to use. Once you've logged in and stuff, it's pretty easy to go through the same system. So yeah. Anyway, I've started to do more agents. I've submitted to 2 agents in 2 days so far, and I might do one more this afternoon. So that's pretty cool. Anyway, question today is, what publishing path is right for you, and should you settle if you don't get it, or if you can't reach it at first? And I may not be the most qualified to answer this yet because, as you know, I'm still on my journey. I mean, other than putting out a few self-published copies years ago, a few like print-on-demand copies, I haven't really published yet at all, at least my novel. So, yeah, I'm still on the journey. I may not be the most qualified person to answer that, but when has that ever stopped me before? No. I'm going to tell you just a few insights I picked up from my journey so far. And spoilers, my main answer is going to be don't settle. Which you know, and you know, if you have a dream or a goal or a fit you're looking for, don't take the first offer that comes your way if it's not a good fit. And I'll tell you why. Well, I actually, in my videos some weeks ago, probably not on here on Facebook, it might have been on my TikTok and YouTube shorts and stuff, but there was a publisher I submitted to, and it was actually the first one to get back to me too, and the first one to get back to me did offer me a contract, and I was surprised. You know, they say most writers, you know, there's piles and piles of rejections before you ever get an offer. And I'm but this one they actually offered me a contract right away, like within a day or two of me submitting to them. So I was like, wow, that's impressive. First of all, I'm surprised I got that fast because sometimes they take weeks or months, but also that they wanted to sign me up right then and there, and I didn't do it. I did not agree to that. And why, do you ask? Yeah. Here's why. The company that it was, I didn't realize it when I first submitted to them, and maybe I should have read closer and stuff. They don't publish actual traditional books. This company published like fiction all electronically, like they have either a website or an app, and they say you release your story in installments. Like you know, there's been serial fiction in the past. Many famous writers started that way in newspapers and stuff years ago. But they do serialized fiction electronically, and they say readers pay to access new chapters and stuff like that. And I'm like, okay, that's an interesting concept. I'm not against it on principle, but it's not what I wanted from my book. I wanted a book. I wanted a physical, traditional book I could hold. That's really what my heart was set on, and that's really what kind of the market I'm familiar with. And I mean, I'm not saying I would never try the other way if that was the only option I had, maybe, but it was the first response I got, and I was like, thanks for your offer. That's interesting, but I think I'm looking for something different. And also, I realized I went through and looked at their website and stuff, and some of their books were in the steamy erotic romance category, and that's not my thing, and I'm not sure if I want to be in that like affiliated with that category. So I sent an email back. I actually asked some clarifying questions. I was like, "Do you ever publish print books once they're finished, once the whole thing's released?" And because that is kind of what I'm looking for more. And they didn't respond to my follow up email, which tells me they probably don't, and they only published it one way, which is fine. It's fine for them. I just realized it's not what I'm looking for. It's not a good fit for me, and I said no. Or I didn't say no. I asked them questions, and they didn't answer anyway. We both said no after that point. So, yeah, so I mean, it was cool to get that offer right away. I was pleased at that moment, but I realized this is not what I'm looking for, and I'm going to keep trying. And other things, similar thing, when it comes to traditional versus self-publishing, a lot of people are telling me to self-publish, and I'm not against self-publishing. I know many of you have done that, and it's done well for you. And I'm not ruling that out for an option if I query publishers for a while and nothing comes of it. I am open to pursuing self-publishing, but traditional publishing has always been the dream for me, and I also think it would help because at least a good publisher will help you some with marketing and such. And I know these days they expect writers to do that, some of them themselves, and I'm doing that the best I can with these videos and stuff that I've been doing consistently for a couple of years now. But my reach is only so big. My social media reach didn't explode overnight, so I really would love a traditional publisher to, do at least some of that for me, and help me with those connections and with putting books in bookstores and things like that. So I'm trying traditional publishing, and submitting to different places, and I have people on social media reaching out to me. I mean, a lot of these are people trying to sell you stuff. They're like, I can help you promote your book and all that stuff. I got a bunch of those messages on Instagram and a few other places. Which there's nothing wrong with that. It's just you can't sort through all of them, and also my book isn't ready to be promoted yet necessarily because it's not published. But whenever I tell people on traditional publishing, it feels like they always say, "Have you tried self-publishing, or have you considered that?" I'm like, "Yes, I've considered it, and I'm open to it, but I'm trying this way now." And I've had people try to convince me, "You really should do self-publishing instead," and I'm like, "Maybe I will, maybe one day." But I want to try. I want to try traditional. I've only been at this for a few months. So I started querying in like May, and it's August now, and I've gotten some good responses. Like I said, I had that one offer. I had another one a short while ago, who accepted my initial query and they wanted to see more. And I sent them several chapters of my story, and they said, "We'll get back to you within 2 months." So that's a possible hook out there. So basically, I'm trying traditional publishing. I've only been sending out queries for a few months now. I'm not saying I'm against self-publishing. Not saying I'll never do that. It's just that this is what I wanted. This was the fit that I was going for, and I'm not ready to give up yet. If I try for a year or two and get no bites, maybe, I don't know yet, but we'll see. So anyway. The point of that whole thing is, I guess, if you're on your publishing path, if you're on your publishing journey like I am, you don't have to go for the first offer you get. You can be a little picky, and I know, it's exciting to get those offers, and it's exciting to be like, someone wants to publish me, but don't always jump for the first one. Make sure you research it, make sure it's a good fit, make sure it's a trustworthy company, everything, make sure it's what you want, the kind of format and such you want, and hold out for one that's a good fit for you. Now, I'm not saying, there's the opposite mindset too. Like if your dream is like, I'm gonna wait for $1 million contract and I won't settle. Okay, you might have to settle. Keep your expectations realistic, of course. I mean, but if you're going for a certain type of publisher, if you're looking for certain opportunities and they're realistic and you think they're within your grasp, I would encourage you, keep chasing your dream. At least try it for a while before you pivot to something else. Don't give up, and keep doing your thing. That's what I'm doing. Hope it works for me. Hope it works for you too. Thanks for listening, everyone. Have a great weekend, and see you next time.